Number 15. The land with 6 months of no sunlight. You won't believe it until you see it for yourself. In the summer at 11 p.m. in Reykjavik, people are still leisurely biking, reading in the park, or sitting at cafes, enjoying sunsets that last all night. From May to August, the sun hardly sets, and in northern regions like Akureyri, a golden glow stretches across the horizon for 24 hours. This unique phenomenon is known as the midnight sun. In contrast, from late November to early February, Iceland enters a different dimension, the polar night. In the capital, the sun only peeks out from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., while in the far north, light nearly disappears for weeks. Interestingly, Icelanders don't shy away from the darkness. They embrace it skiing under artificial lights, gathering in hot pots, geothermal hot springs, and lighting up their spirits with strong coffee jazz music and candles. Strangely, Icelanders remain incredibly active. They use special artificial lights to boost their mood, maintain an active lifestyle, and savor every moment, regardless of whether there's light or not. For them, light doesn't come from the sun. It comes from within the Nordic spirit. If you think living in Iceland with 6 months of all-night brightness and 6 months of near-constant darkness is completely normal, comment with the number 4. Number 14. A wonderful country for women. You may have heard about the cold, beautiful women of Northern Europe. But in Iceland, the outdoor chill only makes the women here even more alluring to international visitors. They have skin as bright as early snow hair that's either golden or light brown, like polar sunshine, and clear blue eyes. However, what makes them the most attractive women in Northern Europe isn't their appearance, but their wild, independent, and unyielding spirit. In Iceland, a country that has ranked number 1 in gender equality for over 10 years, women don't wait for anyone to empower them. They are decision-makers, CEOs, artists, teachers, and fishers, and still gentle mothers who meditate by the hot springs after a long day of driving through the snow. Interestingly, in love, they are very proactive. You might find a girl from Iceland inviting you for a beer texting first, or straightforwardly saying, "I like you." There's no script for who confesses first. And notably in Iceland, the culture of splitting the bill is very common, because for them, love should be fair. You might not know that with a population of only about 390,000, Iceland even has a mobile app to check if you share bloodlines before dating. It's called Icelandinga app, and you won't find anything like it anywhere else in the world. A country where women can fluently read texts that are 1,000 years old, but can still make you laugh within the first 3 seconds of meeting. That's Iceland, where women embody snow volcanoes and incredible intelligence. If you're curious whether Icelandic women date foreigners or about online dating apps in Iceland, comment with the number 8. Number 13. Alcohol sold exclusively at state stores. In Iceland, you can't just walk into a supermarket and buy a bottle of wine like in the US. That's nearly impossible. Alcohol in this Nordic country isn't sold in any convenience stores or regular supermarkets, whether in Reykjavik or small towns. If you want to buy alcohol, you need to go to Vinbúðin, the special government-run store system. This is one of the most unique alcohol distribution models in the world, designed to control alcohol consumption. Vinbúðin only operates during certain hours and is closed on Sundays, even closing early on Saturday afternoons. Interestingly, many tourists have had to forego drinking simply because they didn't know the opening hours. In Iceland, the state-run alcohol sales model not only helps manage public health, but also reflects a unique cultural aspect. This embodies a responsible way of living and the typical freedom within limits mindset of the locals. That's why Iceland is rated as one of the countries with the lowest alcohol consumption rates in Europe. Do you think this regulation is interesting? Comment with the number 5 if you support it, and comment with the number 6 if you think it's inappropriate. Number 12. A beach paradise without sunshine. Located about 110 miles south of the capital, Reykjavik, Reynisfjara is not the beach you might imagine. There are no green palm trees, no golden sun, but it is dubbed the most beautiful black sand beach in the world, a natural wonder with a surreal, wild, and completely unique beauty. What makes Reynisfjara stand out is its deep black sand formed from ancient volcanic lava, along with towering basalt columns that rise like a massive fortress wall, seemingly crafted by the hands of Norse gods. The waves here can reach heights of 40 feet, crashing onto the shore, as if to blur the lines between humanity and nature. And if you think only tropical beaches are alluring, Reynisfjara will make you reconsider. This beach has appeared in blockbuster Hollywood films like Game of Thrones and Star Wars, not by coincidence, as directors chose this location for its otherworldly landscapes. One characteristic of Iceland is the absolute respect for personal space and freedom. At beaches like Reynisfjara, you can meditate in the cold wind, or simply immerse yourself in nature without judgment, as long as you respect others. Number 11. A unique bathing ritual in Iceland. In Iceland, bathing is seen as a community ritual, a part of daily life. And importantly, you must be completely clean before entering a pool or hot spring, so the locals follow a clothing-optional rule. No private rooms, no curtains. Everyone is equal in the water. It may sound strange, but for Icelanders it's perfectly normal. The unwritten rule of being completely clean before getting into the water aims to keep the shared water sources pure and hygienic. Bathing in Iceland is serious business. The most prominent symbol of this culture is the Blue Lagoon, one of the most famous hot springs in the world, with its legendary turquoise water and misty steam surrounding black rocks. Surprisingly, this is not a natural spring. The water is sourced from a nearby geothermal power plant, but is so mineral-rich that it has become a top wellness destination in Europe. For a more authentic experience, head to Reykjadalur, where you must hike through steaming hills to soak in a naturally flowing hot spring in the valley. There are no luxury services, just pristine nature, absolute freedom, and a feeling of being truly yourself. The bathing culture in Iceland perfectly symbolizes health, nature, and a distinct premium experience. Number 10. Ice cream is a special culture in Iceland. In Iceland, eating ice cream has nothing to do with the weather. It's a way of life. In January, amidst the 15 degrees of cold, you can easily spot people lining up outside ice cream shops, hands tucked in pockets, wearing wool hats, but still holding soft vanilla cones dipped in chocolate sauce, laughing and enjoying themselves. For Icelanders, ice cream is a state of mind, a lifestyle. Residents of Reykjavik have a fascinating drive to eat ice cream culture. Instead of eating ice cream while strolling, they prefer to buy it and eat it in their cars, chatting while watching the snow fall outside the window, a romantic experience especially loved on first dates. In Iceland, ice cream can sometimes be the beginning of a romance. If you visit Reykjavik, you can't miss Valdís in the Grandi area, which offers dozens of unique flavors, like black licorice gummy candy or mango with spicy chili. If you want to try something more traditional, stop by the Ísbud chain and get a soft vanilla cone dipped in hot chocolate and topped with candy. This will give you a taste of true Icelandic childhood. In this land of ice and fire, ice cream is not just a dessert, but a unique cultural aspect that leaves a lasting impression on visitors. Number 9. The only village where people train to run every year. Vík í Mýrdal, a beautiful coastal village in southern Iceland, boasts picturesque scenery, a legendary black sand beach, and a dormant volcano right behind the houses. Vík lies at the foot of Katla, one of Iceland's most active volcanoes, covered by the massive Mýrdalsjökull glacier. What's special is that the villagers do not live in fear. They coexist with the volcano, displaying a strangely proactive and calm spirit. Every year, the people of Vík train seriously. When the alarm sounds, everyone immediately runs to the small church on the hill, the only place high enough to escape the flood of mud and melting ice, Jökullaup, if Katla wakes up. This survival lesson has become part of their living culture. But don't let that stop you from visiting. Vík remains one of the top tourist destinations in southern Iceland, attracting visitors with its strange basalt columns, where the columns stand tall amidst the crashing waves reaching over 200 feet, linked to the legend that they are two trolls turned to stone while trying to pull a ship ashore at sunrise. Number 8. Dive between two continents only in Iceland. At the Silfra Fissure located in Thingvellir National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, visitors have the opportunity to experience one of the most unique activities on the planet, diving between the tectonic plates of Eurasia and North America. What makes Silfra special is its crystal-clear water, allowing visibility of up to 100 meters, one of the farthest reaches in the diving world. Even more strangely, you can drink the water here because the meltwater from Langjökull Glacier flows through volcanic rock layers filtered over decades before reaching Silfra, pure enough that many jokingly call it nature's smart water. The water temperature year-round hovers around 36 to 39 degrees, and you'll be equipped with modern wetsuits or dry suits, making this experience truly worth every breath. Diving in Silfra is not just about exploring nature, it's about stepping into the void between two worlds. No other place on Earth allows you to touch the boundary of two continents that are slowly drifting apart by about 2 centimeters each year. Iceland's nature is unique, unlike anywhere else. Number 7. Horses with the strangest gait in the world. When you first see an Icelandic horse, you might mistake it for a young colt because they only stand about 4.3 to 5 feet tall, shorter than most regular horse breeds. But they are fully grown horses possessing endurance and the ability to traverse harsh, icy terrain. What makes this breed globally famous is its 5 unique gaits, while most other horse breeds have only 3 or 4. The most notable is the tolt, a smooth gait that allows you to ride while holding a full beer without spilling a drop. This is a long-standing tradition proven by hundreds of competitions and performances. Moreover, Icelandic horses are considered the purest breed in the world. For over 1,000 years, the Icelandic government has enforced laws against breeding with any other breeds and strictly prohibits the import of horses from elsewhere. Interestingly, once an Icelandic horse leaves the country, it is never allowed to return. This helps maintain their genetic purity and excellent immunity. Number 6. The Gene Bank and Naming Committee. Things unique to Iceland. Unlike most Western countries, Icelanders don't use traditional surnames. Instead, they use their parents' first name combined with the suffix son for sons, or dottir for daughters. For example, if your name is John, son of Eric, you would be John Eriksson. If you're Anna, daughter of Eric, you would be Anna Eriksdottir. This means two siblings may not share the same last name simply because it's a descriptive naming system. And since there are no last names, phone books in Iceland are arranged by first names, not last names. What's even more interesting is that they print each person's occupation alongside their name. You can look up a name and immediately know if someone is a doctor, teacher, or mechanic, a real social network on paper in the 21st century. Additionally, if you want to give your child a unique name, Iceland has a national naming committee responsible for approving names for newborns. The name must conform to Icelandic grammar and cannot be difficult to pronounce. Non-compliant names can be rejected by the government. And the most astonishing part, Iceland has the largest gene bank in the world, storing DNA records of tens of thousands of citizens, making this country one of the most advanced places for genetic research on the planet. Number 5. Life in Reykjavik. One of the most vibrant in Northern Europe. Reykjavik. The smallest capital in Europe may be as small as a neighborhood in New York, but it contains enough energy to light up an entire Arctic winter. The clean cobblestone streets, brightly colored houses, and sophisticated street art make every step in the city feel like an outdoor exhibition. Traffic in Reykjavik is surprisingly calm. People mainly walk, bike, or drive electric cars. Interestingly, there are no subways or above-ground trains, yet you can traverse the entire city in just a few minutes, slow enough to feel the life around you, fast enough not to miss the vibrant rhythm happening all around. During the day, tourists flock to highlights like Hallgrímskirkja, the iconic church of Reykjavik, or Harpa, the modern arts center. by the sea. Cafes like Kaffeebarinn or Reykjavik Roasters are places where you might find writers and artists crafting books and sketching amidst soft indie music and warm golden light. But when night falls, Reykjavik takes on a completely different color. The nightlife here is among the best in Northern Europe, with streets like Laugavegur and Austurstrati glowing brightly lined with bars, clubs, and pubs. From small bars like Lebowski Bar, inspired by American cinema, to the colorful and avant-garde Kiki Queer Bar, every personality is welcomed. You'll see groups of stylish Icelandic women confidently striding, laughing, and holding cocktails ready to strike up a conversation with anyone. Number 4. The land of rare natural wonders. If you ever believed that elves only exist in fairy tales, Iceland will make you think again. In the tiny village of Borgarfjörður Eystri in the northeast of the country, the locals not only believe in elves, but also live harmoniously with them. They believe that the Elf Queen resides atop the nearby Alfaborg mountain, and a real elf house has been built in her honor, where visitors are strongly advised not to touch. This country also boasts some of the most spectacular waterfalls on the planet. Seljalandsfoss, nearly 200 feet tall, offers the chance to walk behind the curtain of water and experience nature's magnificence. Skogafoss is so majestic that it creates a double rainbow almost every day. For Americans who have been to Niagara Falls, imagine an Icelandic version that combines grandeur with the fantastical. Don't forget Jökulsárlón, the most beautiful glacial lagoon in the world, where blue icebergs drift lazily on the calm water resembling a natural exhibition of the Arctic. You can also marvel at Gullfoss, the Golden Falls, where the river plunges down a 155-foot deep gorge. Number 3. Icelandic festivals unlike any other. Iceland is home to some of the strangest and most interesting festivals on the planet that you won't find anywhere else. Let's start with Beer Day, celebrated on March 1st each year, marking the day Icelanders rejoice over the legalization of beer after 74 years of prohibition from 1915 to 1989. Nowadays, every March 1st bars open around the clock, and locals pour into the streets to drink as if celebrating their national holiday, one of the most vibrant beer days in the world. Next is Sumardagurinn Fyrsti, or First Day of Summer, celebrated on the last Thursday of April, even though temperatures usually hover below 40 to 5 degrees Celsius. In the US, you'd wait for warm weather to wear a t-shirt, but in Iceland they eat ice cream, wear shorts, parade, and welcome summer with a defiant optimism towards the weather. If you want to immerse yourself in a festival that embodies a Arctic rodeo, join Retir, the festival of herding wild sheep back to the pens in the fall. Locals, tourists, and children alike participate in chasing sheep, cheering and pulling horns amidst the wild mountains. And don't forget the Northern Lights Festival in Akureyri in February, Iceland's signature light festival, where you can hunt for the aurora borealis. Listen to live music and dance under a sky painted in purple and green, all while temperatures drop below 30 degrees Celsius, but the atmosphere is warmer than any event in Europe. Number 2. Cost-saving living in Iceland. Living in Iceland is an experience surrounded by majestic nature and one of the safest societies in Europe. But it also comes with a cost of living about 20 to 25% higher than in the US. In Reykjavik, renting a one-bedroom apartment in the center can range from $1,500 to $100 to $800 per month, plus utilities, internet, and geothermal heating, which can add around $250 to $300 per month. A meal at a mid-range restaurant costs about $25 to $30. A bus ticket is nearly $4, and gym fees range from $50 to $70 per month. In total, one person needs an average of $2,500 to $200 per month to live comfortably. But this is Iceland, and there are ways to live more affordably. First, consider living in the outskirts of the city, like Koppavogur or Hafnarfjordur, just a 15-20-minute drive from Reykjavik, where rental prices can be up to 30% cheaper. Second, cook at home instead of dining out. You can spend about $70 to $100 per week at supermarket chains like Bonus or Kronan, saving at least 40% on food costs. Use a monthly bus pass instead of buying single tickets, and choose city-sponsored fitness centers, which are often cheaper than private gyms. And if you're a foreigner with a long-term visa, education and public health care are nearly free, a significant advantage compared to insurance and tuition costs in the US. With a bit of flexibility and a simple Nordic lifestyle, you can live in Iceland for just $1,800 to $2,200 per month. With these costs, would you choose to settle here? If yes, choose 1. If no, choose 0. Please share your answer in the comments. Number 1. The strangest foods in the world. Icelandic cuisine allows you to eat bread baked in the ground and eggs boiled in natural hot springs. While in the US, you'd need an oven and a pressure cooker. In Iceland, the locals rely on nature. One of the most unique and ancient dishes here is rugbrauð, a dark rye bread baked using geothermal heat. Simply place the dough in a metal box, bury it in a geothermal hole, and leave it overnight. A loaf is typically served with butter-smoked fish or eggs boiled in the hot springs. Boiling eggs in hot springs is also an experience you won't find anywhere else in the world. In the Mývatn region, locals drop eggs into a steaming stream at 104 degrees Celsius and wait a few minutes to achieve perfectly soft-boiled eggs. Another globally popular dish is skyr, which looks like yogurt but is actually a low-fat, high-protein soft cheese that has been present in Iceland for over 1,000 years. Interestingly, this is one of the few foods that Americans can comfortably enjoy while traveling in Northern Europe. And if you dare to challenge yourself, visit Iceland in winter to participate in the Thorrablot Festival, where locals eat strange traditional dishes as a way to honor the survival spirit of their Viking ancestors. We've just explored 15 unique and fascinating facts about Iceland together. Hopefully this gave you a fresh perspective on the country. Don't forget to follow our channel, like and share the video to support us. See you in the next one.